Hello, this is Christopher. I'm going to be covering a very complex issue and involving something that's very controversial. Here at UFO Con on location, and it's the second day, and I've attended my second lecture on aliens and abduction. And so far, these two lectures were about aliens in the astral projection realm, that they're encountering aliens in astral travel. I did attend a lecture where I was completely taken by surprise of who was behind disclosure. And I'll put those links up in the video, and it has to be presented more thoroughly when I have my video editing software. But I was not expecting those high-ranking individuals to be involved in disclosure, and that those people will be a surprise to you.
Extraterrestrials, hidden agendas, conspiracies. Our planet is being visited, and it is causing a very startling and incredible change in the way we view life, the way we see life, that we're not just alone, we're not just impartial, but we're in fact part of a vast, incredible community. Today we're going to have Douglas Taylor, who's going to talk to you about the hidden agenda. What's behind the curtain of all of these things?
My name is Douglas Taylor, as you all probably know. Just a little bit of history as to why I guess I am up here to a certain extent would be that I did have an encounter when I was in the Caribbean islands back in 1978 that completely and totally changed my life. Many people talk about events that changed their life, and junkie than I am, or a science fiction junkie than I am. I mean, there'll be like a massive horror show on, and I'll turn it on, and Serena will come in, oh, you gotta watch that, that's terrible stuff. I just want to see some weird looking aliens, The Great Conspiracy. What is the Great Conspiracy? It's not the liberals and the conservatives. It's not either one. It has nothing to do with that. The Great Conspiracy is the nature of how each one of us has become programmed to see something like the Matrix, that life as we know it has specific physical characteristics, and those are the only really important ones, and that there is a way to break through that.
Do we all have these experiences, but we just don't remember them?
That's correct. In fact, remember I showed you the slide and I said that shadow thing is your soul and you don't have control over it? We have these 7 bodies, which I'll get into more tomorrow, but basically these things, it's almost like they're running their own lives. They have their mission, they have their things they have to accomplish and do, and you're like mentally you're not really connected. So
Melinda Leslie is with us today, and that's incredible because she travels all over. She has her own TV show, coast to coast. You were just on Fade the Block with Jimmy Church. She travels all over, and she's one of the most startling and intelligent speakers in that she takes apart sort of the hidden agenda of what's going on with extraterrestrials. So her program today is the covert program of reverse engineering extraterrestrial abductees. Experience, evidence, and implications are absolutely out of this world. Brace for impact because this is the incredible Melinda Leslie.
So welcome everyone, thank you for coming. All right, very good. So again, welcome, thank you for coming. I'm Melinda Leslie, and this title, as you said, is this lecture is the Covert Program of Reverse Engineering Extraterrestrial Abductees, often referred to as YLABs in the abduction and UFO research communities. And this is all about the experiences, the evidence, and the implications. I have a lot to cover really fast, so I admit I'm going to be moving quickly. And that not work? The timer not going? No, it's going, it just doesn't want to stay. Okay, so my research is an ever-evolving state of research. Ufology is an ever-evolving. If someone comes and says, oh, I just heard all those people 5 years ago, they only say the same thing, you're not keeping up with the field. This field changes constantly. They're having abductions by human military only without ETs present. But because they're alien abductee and contactees that they're even having that experience. There's mind control procedures with intimidation, fear inducement, hypnosis, and drugs administered. There's in-depth interrogations and debriefing procedures. They're being roughed up and physically abused. They're having medical and genetic procedures, exploratory surgery, removal of possible alien fetuses, and possible cloning experiments going on in these events. There's the testing and demonstration of psychic and paranormal abilities going on in these covert human events. There's the involvement with the abductee, with the intelligence community, with what people would either call insiders, and what another abductee, I'll get into this a little more later, terms minders, where you're being minded, like, watched, followed, but also having your life directly interfaced with, again, the personal life of the abductee. And the abductees and contactees are being recruited into covert programs, sometimes willingly and consciously, and/or unwillingly and unconsciously. So here's just a couple pictures about, this is just a few evidentiary pictures of some of the stuff that happens that I just mentioned. There's black helicopter harassment, and there's actually a craft in the sky too, so they got the UFO and the helicopter harassing them at the same time, circling them low. There's vans. I just got a new one that someone sent to me on the Facebook page for the organization FREE, the Dr. Edgar Mitchell Foundation for Research into Extraterrestrial Encounters. I think that's the last time I'm going to say it. Like that. I'll get tongue-tied. But someone just sent me a great picture that it was a still frame from a surveillance video camera, security camera on their home, and it's great. It's another picture, unfortunately I didn't get to add to this, of another person who had a black van with tinted windows parked outside of their home. But gosh, if it doesn't look just like these, and these are from two separate cases, this almost looks like the same person, the same case. These are two separate people who live in other areas who have these vans parked outside their home monitoring them. And like I said, I just got another picture. This is from an abductee drawing this of helicopter harassment over a trailer park, being followed by a dark car with tinted windows, having a gentleman pull up next to her and photograph her for no reason, and black vans, again, coming up behind her house. She was out laying outside in the stage lounge, and these guys dressed all in black came, sprayed something in her face, and proceeded to, she had an abduction with them. This is one of my own drawings from my own experience of being in an underground base and being escorted en naturel on an elevator with a military guard. And yet another abductee drew this of a large military installation near a body of water, and these large cigar ships, very large, that's in UFO sighting lore, there's various shapes that are known, and one of the many shapes often seen as a long cylinder, often referred to as a cigar ship in shape. So on Monday, May 20th, 2013, I woke in my hotel room at the Super Soldier Conference, my nose stopped up, and blew my nose to find a slight amount of blood and new scab-like material coming out. Monday morning, while in the shower, I noticed bruises on my forearms, and I wondered how I got them, and it crossed my mind that there may have been some sort of experience since I couldn't account for the bruises. My roommate there, a friend of mine, went with me to the conference. She actually went to gamble, since I had a hotel room paid for, thanks to Lorianne, who was the producer of that conference. So I'll call her S. I'll call everyone just by their first initial. S had come to the conference with me, and we're rooming together. I showed her the bruises, and while they weren't very dark, she saw them very clearly. And to this day will attest to the fact she saw the bruises. And then another person involved in the event, another speaker there who was also one of the group taken, I'll call her E. When E, another speaker, first mentioned the experience on Monday, I had some immediate recall and was remembering what happened. E showed me photos of a broken door safety latch on her hotel room door and another hotel room door of another person involved. She said that J, I'll call him that, J's door latch was broken the same way, and there was photos of it. I had a visceral reaction when E told me something had happened, and I told her about the bruises on my arm and my bloody nose that morning. And I showed her my left arm bruising when she then rolled up her sleeve, and she had bruises and showed me hers on her arm. She had the same bruises I did. The night of the event, I was woken in my hotel room with the door opening out to the hallway, and two men entered. There was some kind of electronic pulse with a snapping sound that was keeping my roommate S asleep. They had to shake me hard many times, shake me many times to wake me up and override the sound, and then to get me to stay awake. S, my roommate, remained sound asleep. The only light in the room was from the hallway. It's, hotel hallway, so the hallway's well lit. Hotel hallway outside, and it took my eyes a few minutes to adjust. E had said we were taken into a yellow van. Infamous scoop mark on somebody's leg. This is actually, the left picture is one of my pictures, a scoop mark on my leg. Actually, 2 years ago, I had my last ET experience was 2 years ago, but I had this new scoop mark, and this was the very next day, so that's healed, marked like that the very next day after the experience. A case of mine had this mark on his neck. I've now have a couple other people, I'm trying to get photos from them that say they've had this exact same mark on their neck after an experience. Cookie cutter, little hole. This is someone who had this burn, these are burn patterns on the back of their hand after an abduction. Again, this is a little burn mark, but it's a perfect straight line of little marks going up their leg. The late Roger Lear did 17 surgical removals of alien implants. These were 2 of them. And they have these little wires and filaments coming off of them.
So, as you can tell, by the end of the second day, the material was a horror show. Like, the abductions and the military involvement of the abductees. Like, it's the classic, everyone kind of knows, like the scoop marks, the burn marks, missing time. The statistics for how many people are being abducted are staggering. whoever is responsible for both military abductions, alien abductions, they know what the percentage of the population they have to maintain their numbers at to keep it from being well known. And they're pushing that number. Like, they know, you know, for a population of 10,000, they know how many they can abuse their power with and get away with it, you know. So if they're certain that you're being abducted by aliens, the government, whoever, whatever government, military, whoever they are in the government, they're going to get that person and strip you down and drug you and take you into a variety of different debriefing bases all over the world, and these are bases near your town. And so and there's there's the ET abductions, the military abductions, and what they're going over is there's a third group that is mixed ET, and they're saying American military is working with extraterrestrials. Now what's interesting is that the people that are being abducted, where they see a military uniform, they're not familiar with the military uniform, what military it is. So you're kind of wondering what is this that's happening to these poor people. And then there's a handful of doctors that are removing the implants placed by extraterrestrials and an unknown military contingent. A hidden military of some kind. Somewhere. So this is what the people keep trying to get disclosed, is who are these people that are conducting this obviously illegal activity, and no one could get anywhere with this disclosure of what is happening.